name is Vincent for IGN Talk, and today we are going to discuss everything about the tips and tricks on building career for millennials like you. So let's get into it. Okay, so Mr. Hafid, thank you so much for coming us. What are your current activities right now?
Well, it's actually now it's in the early of the new year. So my role requires me to design a plan for the whole year. What we're planning to do, how we're planning to do it, and subsequent to the planning is actually all about kickoff meeting with multiple parties locally in Indonesia or abroad. That requires a lot of time to spend in the first few months in every new calendar year or financial year.
So as a director, you direct people, you make plans, and you also lead the people in your team, isn't it?
That is correct, yes.
Do you have any tips for us on how to be a good leader?
When it comes to great leader, the first thing that we should have is admitting that we're always going to continuously learn. Admitting that as a leader, it's not always being right. It's about how we can develop ourselves and the team such that we move together to the goal that we're going to achieve.
So we have to constantly hungry for learning, isn't it? Because there's a lot of room for improvement, right?
That is correct. And the other thing about room for improvement is learning. It's limitless.
Right, exactly.
Anywhere we go, no matter the person's age, let it be a young person or an old person, let it be a low level in terms of in the office, or a higher ranked officer, you will always be able to take something as a learning point.
And you can learn from anyone, anywhere, right? You can also learn from a child, you can learn from an old person, you can learn from anywhere. So you have to have an open mindset, isn't it?
That is correct. A toddler, a 2-year-old toddler, can teach us that no matter how the person likes a candy, that person can give it away. Right. A 2-year-old toddler.
Exactly.
An older person, let it be a grandfather or a father, can teach us that being patient in educating his grandson or his son or daughter are actually one of the traits that is needed to be a good grandfather or a father. In addition, one of the things that a leader needs to have is actually openness in their heart to always learn from the best and learn from the worst. Let me give you one example. If somebody treating us nicely, let it be our supervisor or anyone, you have two options. Either one, that's something I want to do to somebody else, or two, ignore it. Learn from the worst, meaning that if somebody is doing
bad things to you,
you have also two options. Number one, you can say, this is the action that I don't want to replicate. I don't want to do it to somebody else. Number two, you can be grumpy about it. So you always have a choice. You take up the higher level, or you go down the lower level road.
To learn or not to learn.
To learn or not to learn, correct.
That is a very good answer. So you are doing great right now. As a director, I think it's quite great. Do you have any tips and tricks for us millennials on how to build a career?
Okay. Thank you for that. First of all, if you say I'm great, there are still a lot of people that are actually greater than me. So I like to think also that we have to keep on learning.
Being humble is one of the most important traits.
That is correct. I mean, we have to always keep learning and self-aware.
Right.
And in terms of your question, how can we build a career?
Yes.
Number one is think about what is your passion.
Find our passion.
Yes. Don't think I want the money or I want a glamorous title. Think about what do you like the most? What drives you in the morning when you wake up and say, hey, I want to do this? That same reason will keep you going endlessly. So that's number one. Number two, find a major in university that you have the most interest. And don't be surprised if the major that you're going to do with the work that you're going to get will be different. It is very common. Studying in university, it's not all about education, the formal education. It's about how we build the mindset.
So if I want to do a career that is different than what I'm majoring of, do I still have to do the university?
For sure, it's the mindset, it's the pattern. Take for example, my background is mechatronic engineering with robotics. I learned a lot about designing robots and programming. When I first had my first job, and in the same company that I'm still at now, it has nothing to do about robotics. It's all about chemical engineering. I had to learn from zero again, but the concept, the mindset from university, the way that to do a project management, the way handling a complicated calculations, I can bring that concept into my work and implement. Thirdly, it's all about ability or willingness, more on the willingness to learn. Open for learning new things. It doesn't matter what your degree is, it doesn't matter which university you're from. It's about how we can utilize ourselves that we already have for more than 10 or 20 years, the ability within us to be able to work with other people as a team. So your people's ability to be able to work together, to have empathy, to be able to think this is for a common goal, it's already embedded in us. Having a degree, learning in university is great for sure. More importantly, while doing that degree, it's how you build or dig out those potential inside of you, those empathy, those willingness to learn, those ability or willingness to work together as a team for a common goal.
That's a very good answer. So the most important thing is that you have to shape yourself, because formal education is good, but it's not everything, right?
That's correct.
What matters is who you are inside and the willingness to learn.
Correct.
You are a leader right now. You are a director right now. But what is the process for you to be where you are right now?
Okay. Thanks for asking that. That's actually a bit personal, but actually it touched a bit of my memories, my past memories.
Nice.
So it all started actually when I graduated from university. So it all started when I actually went to Australia, because I was studying in Indonesia for around about a month and couldn't find the degree that I was looking for and also the exposure I was looking for. So I was actually starting up university later than my other friends. So at that time I had a goal that I don't want to graduate later than all my friends. So what I did was I took an extra credits every semester and graduate within 3.5 years, so that I would not be left behind in a way. That's because in my head, time is precious. I want to do things, I want to start early as soon as possible. So when I first applied work, I actually applied for a multinational company located in Indonesia. And it was very interesting because it was about developing Indonesia business. So at that time, I was a young engineer, graduated from university. I had to go to the field, to the factories, climbing ladders, getting soaked in oil from time to time, when taking, when fixing or repairing machine on site. But that was a great experience, so that I knew at that time how people in the field thinks and works. It was a big revelation, because previously I didn't have a factory exposure. So something new I learned. Afterwards, I started to utilize that knowledge and see whether it can be applied in other countries. So around about 2 years after my employment at the company started to give me assignment to go abroad and support other countries as an assignment. After that, at that time we tried to establish in the region. Then I was being assigned formal assignment as a regional project manager. Afterwards, I try to expand more in terms of applying the knowledge and the philosophy, the structure as well as the pattern to South Asia. Then I was given the task to handle Southeast Asia. Upon which, then we started again to expand the knowledge into Asia. So at that time, then I was started to be given as a title of Asia director. That was in 2012.
Oh,
So after that again, we had obviously a few opportunities. I had a few additional assignments, which then formalized into a new title, which I'm having right now.
so to sum it up, you are starting as a regular engineer, isn't it?
Yes.
You go to the field, you learn everything that you need to know, you have the mindset of the people who work there, and you work so hard, you work hard, you work smart, and you learn everything that you need from there, and you bring it up to the higher field, isn't it? And then you climb your way up, and here you are right now. So all you have to do is the willingness to learn and the ability to adapt, and also the ability to work hard, isn't it?
You can say in a nutshell. It's all about us wanting to open up, learn, yes, communicate,
Yes, exactly.
and think as a team rather than myself.
Yeah, don't be selfish ever.
Correct.
Oh, that's a very good answer. Thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure, man.